government has eased the burdens of hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians and invested in the future of our children with the introduction of free senior high school program. For the first time in our history, Mr. Speaker, the whole of Ghana is enjoying free HSS. Under free SHS, students are entitled to free meals, both boarding and day, to free boarding accommodation, to free textbooks, and all of us, Mr. Speaker, are equal citizens in this great land of ours. Mr. Speaker, the free SHS in 2017 provided over 90,000 additional teenagers an opportunity to get senior high school education and improve the opportunities for work in the future. Mr. Speaker, whose child should be left behind? Mr. Speaker, in 2018, as a result of the innovative double track system, we have been able to accommodate 181,000 more students who otherwise, Mr. Speaker, could not have access to secondary education. Mr. Speaker, this is 271,000 of our citizens, Mr. Speaker, who have had the opportunity now to a better life. Mr. Speaker, this is a very emotional issue for the President, that all of us will have access to free education, that there will be social justice for all, and that a lack of education should be not because the state cannot provide, and that access will be given to all. Mr. Speaker, the introduction of free SHS has also provided immediate cash benefits to parents. For a parent of a boarding SHS student, you save 2,015 and 22 pence. For a parent of a boarding TVET student, you save Ghana 2,115 cedis and 22 pesos. And over a 3-year period, Mr. Speaker, a parent of a boarding SHS student would have saved nearly 6,045 students. Or the savings, Mr. Speaker, for those who still count in old currency, that's 60 million old Ghana cedis and about 120 million Ghana cedis if you have 2 children going through free SHS. Mr. Speaker, this is the mark of a right-to-center government that believes that people must be at the center of development. Mr. Speaker, we increased the school feeding program from 1.6 million children to over 2.4 million children, and also increased the amount spent on each child by 25%. In the area of LEAP, we have added more than 150,000 households to the program, thereby improving their livelihoods. Mr. Speaker, further, we have increased the share of the DACF to persons with disability from 2% to 3%. We have more than doubled the capitation grant from 4.5 cedis to 10 cedis. We have restored teacher training allowances. We have restored nursing training allowances. We have reduced electricity, 70.5% for household, 30% for businesses. We have cleared 1.2 billion arrears inherited under the NHIS, and NHIS is working again. We have provided food crop farmers with subsidized fertilizer, 50% under the Planting for Food and Jobs. This has resulted, Mr. Speaker, This has resulted in increased output and lower food, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and as we all sit here, food prices and inflation is down to 9.5%. The lowest in decades. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we are not done. Mr. Speaker, we have, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, this is a very emotional policy. Mr. Speaker, this is a very emotional policy. For the past few years, Mr. Speaker, parents who have paid for their children to be graduated have had their children stay at home for 5-7 years. Mr. Speaker, it eats at our own sense of decency and appreciation of who we are as a people. Mr. Speaker, we have, in an unprecedented way, in a monumental way, provided jobs for 100,000 graduates. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Minister, you may wait.
Mr. Speaker,
Order.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable, you may wait.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Minister, you may wait.
Mr. Speaker, we have,
Honorable Minister will wait. Order. titles is here. Nevertheless, vituperative language is not allowed. And you know the rules. Honorable members, and you know it's my duty to apply them. Please, let us proceed with the call.
Thank you.
Honorable Minister of Finance, you may proceed.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. We have provided jobs to 100,000 graduates under the Nation Builders Corps across every constituency in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, this is the type of strong and bold and visionary leadership that we are experiencing under the Akufo-Addo government. Mr. Speaker, retirement income security is also a right of every Ghanaian and not only formal sector workers. His Excellency the President has demonstrated his commitment to expanding social security to cover the informal sector by charging the board of SNIT to ensure the inclusion of informal sector workers. I'm pleased to announce, Mr. Speaker, that SNIT is working with government to develop a policy framework to provide informal workers with a voluntary, fully funded personal pension scheme to be launched in 2019. Mr. Speaker, I would like to ask one question.
Order. Honorable members, order.
Let me ask one question. Mr. Speaker, can anyone, Mr. Speaker,
Honorable members, in view of the time and the business before us, I direct that the hours be extended beyond the regular hours. Honorable Minister, proceed.
Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Mr. Speaker. After this litany of achievements for a right to center government, who believes in the centrality of people in our quest for development, can anyone recall the social
Honorable members,
Mr. Speaker,
the debate time will come.
Can anyone recall the social? No, we can't. The social intervention policies. Can anyone recall the social intervention policies that? Can anyone recall the social intervention policies that the Social Democratic NDC introduced in its last 8 years in government to mitigate the hardship of Ghanaians? Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister, you may wait.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister, when silence, you may go.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the evidence. Mr. Speaker, the evidence shows that when it comes to social politics to protect the poor and vulnerable in Ghana, the government of the NPP, the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has indeed a remarkable record. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with December 2018 as the test date, we are on track